going on? Good morning, guys. It's Brandon. So let's talk about if you're a logical human being and you wonder if General Motors is lying to you or not about this zr1, if there's something more than meets the eye. Let me just ask you a couple questions that a regular logical car guy asks themselves. At least this is what I asked myself as soon as I saw the two cars. And I figured you guys would figure it out too. But so far, there's only been one person, okay, in the Vet Titans groups who's messaged me about this. And see, I was waiting because I wanted more people to bet me money that there's no Grand Sport. But I mean, this is getting out of control now, where people actually think that there's no Grand Sport, and they're censoring me from groups. Clayton Smith, who runs the Z06 owners group, which I own a Z06. I put together a real well put together post that shows how the colors are the same, the stripes are the same, everything's the same from the C2 Corvette Grand Sport. And how the theme of the C2 Corvette Grand Sport was, you know, government was trying to cut back on factory race cars, government intervention, General Motors built the car in secret, and how it parallels today with the government trying to get everybody to go to electric. General Motors has to disguise the fact that they're going to continue moving forward with gasoline, and they don't want their competitors to know what they're going to do to be able to move forward with gasoline. So what it comes down to is eventually General Motors got to go to double direct injectors, because you can get the same amount of fuel in the chamber in half the time, and you can still idle right with the single direct injector, and then you break the second one on as you get close to wide open throttle, like the Maserati MC20, and therefore that allows you to make big power as well as get great gas mileage and burn, you know, efficiency, all these different things. But the point of this video was the night that I was laughing to myself about how dumb everybody is, the thing that made me laugh the hardest, like the thing that really made me laugh the hardest, is when Taj went around and explained the intake vents on the back of the car, okay? And the car driver guys, they're like, yeah, that makes perfect sense, Taj. Okay, so let's do this for a second. Let's see. I mean, you guys, I've given you all a few days now to think about this, and I was gonna wait until we got like a week away from the reveal to go ahead and tell these things, but this is starting to get out of control. Like I said, Clayton Smith genuinely thinks that there's not been any Grand Sport revealed yet. We're gonna talk about how intelligent of a creature you gotta be to come to that determination, okay? So you've got this LT7 motor, right? And this LT7 motor, supposedly, according to the CAD drawings and according to the engine stand model, has these heat exchangers, right? That are exchanging the, you know, the coolant with the air and everything. And then it also has this air box. And supposedly this air box is inhaling enough air to what do you call it? Drain an Olympic-sized swimming pool or fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool in minutes. Okay, because the engine consumes so much air. Okay. So, I mean, one possibility, which I've said all along is a possibility, is that right behind the boomerangs, that's the air intake. However, Taj told you all that that's not the case on the 25th, didn't he? I just recently put up the video. What did Tad say that the boomerangs do? Tad says that they cool the brakes. He says that there's a huge brake duct that goes in a big loop-de-loop and comes down and cools the brakes. Okay, let's say he's telling the truth. Next question. What's the other set of air ducts for? Oh, that's ram air to feed the engine the air. Oh, okay. Do any of you have the IQ to understand where I'm about to go with this? I'll give you guys like an extra 5 seconds. I mean, this stuff dawns on me in nanoseconds when I watch it. That's why I was hysterically laughing that people were eating this shit up. You guys know where I'm going, or you guys like low IQ pieces of shit? Which is it? Did you guys notice anything about the two different cars on stage? The one that Taj drove up in. You guys notice anything about that car? Did it have the air ducts to feed the motor the air? You guys are such dog shit human beings. I mean, here's the thing, man. This whole thing, I'm not naturally an evil person. I'm really not. I went through a lot of crazy stuff in my life. And along the way, some people, I mean, I'm going to get really deep right now. And it is this concept. Okay, this deep concept. I've been aware of this for a long time. I've been trying to solve this riddle in my mind. I can solve that there's not all zr1s up on the Corvette stage. That's easy. But the riddle that I'm about to explain to you, when you're raised a true blue constitutionalist and you think that democracy's got to stand and that all men are created equal and if we just have big votes and everybody casts their vote, the world's going to be a better place. What happens when you're dealing with dumb fucks who can't find their way out of the fucking paper bag and they're casting votes in the fucking voting booth? So instantly, all the Republicans will say, yeah, that's the Democrats. Okay. Well, here's the issue, guys. A guy who I thought was a Republican decided to censor me yesterday because he says that I'm not allowed to insinuate in any way, shape, or form that the cars on stage at the reveal could potentially be a grand sport. He knows that none of them are the grand sport. Clayton Smith knows. Okay, so, I mean, you cannot make this shit up, guys. A guy who is a constitutionalist, supposedly, who's a Republican, swears that he's for freedom of speech, and yet the guy, quote unquote, is so positive that there's no grand sport up there on the stage. When the question I have is, again, how did that car that Taj drove up next to Mark Royce, how does it make even within 50 horsepower the same air, the same horsepower as the car that flows in all the air? So not only do you have air temperature, but you have Taj's exact words, ram air. Okay? So you've got air temperature plus ram air aspects on the one that has the topside deck lid vents that bring air into the airbox, according to Taj. Now, maybe Taj is lying. That might be a logical conclusion to come to if you have an IQ over 60, huh, Clayton? But Clayton can't figure that part out yet. So we're going to help Clayton along. And I wanted to wait to do all this because I really wanted to bet more money with people before we got into all this, just to see how many dumb motherfucks are out there throwing their fucking money around. But the point is, back to the deep topic. This situation is never going to leave me. This situation goes far beyond Corvettes. This situation goes far beyond many things. If I ever make a documentary about 9/11, let's say, this is going to be in it. This is a life-changing moment. And when I have these life-changing moments where I realize just how fucking stupid people actually are, is when it dawns on me there might be some world leaders who are operating on the proper principles that the rest of you guys need to be oppressed. You need to be oppressed because you guys are dog shit stupid. Dog shit fucking dumb. That's all I'm gonna say. See ya.